So we termed a phrase, the Dark Ages, in the last video, referring to kind of this moment in time with this world where there wasn't too many kind of diplomatic, I don't know, there wasn't any sort of diplomacy going on. No denouncements, no friendships. I mean, very minor ones, obviously. But now I think we're finally coming out of that age as of the end of that last video, because I mean things are just starting to pour in now. So it's nearly turn 200. It's going to be Info Addicts time because I like to do these Info Addicts viewings in the beginning of an episode. So we have Portugal and Spain actually at the top spot for population. Portugal almost 500,000 over Spain and India, who are pretty much almost tied for second place. Almost. I mean, Spain has 300,000 more people, but still. We have Shanghai, Netherlands, America, and the Mayans. Remember, the Mayans are doing really good in terms of technology. I don't know how they got that far ahead, but they are, and they're doing really well for themselves. So we'll have to keep that in mind. But they're not doing it with much population. So I don't really know what happened or how they got that high in technology. But anyways, let's check on crop yields. Shanghai doing well for himself here. That's interesting. Yeah, Askia's got a pretty good spot for him. Then the Netherlands, India, Portugal, America. Manufactured goods, we have India. And we remember at the end of that last episode, we saw how much India was producing in terms of crossbowmen and land units. I mean, that was pretty crazy. England doing pretty good too. Wow, there's actually a significant drop off. Look at this. India at 52, England at 49, practically tied almost. I mean, England's only slightly behind. Then we have 40 with Persia, and then 30, and then everyone else below that. Like, whoa. India and England are really producing a lot right now. We'll have to keep that in mind because that really is a sign there that they might be able to get up a massive military pretty quickly. GNP, there you go. Another big topic, another big category for the Indians. Persia, the Huns, England, and Arabia following them. We have land area, the Celts. We knew about that. They're doing really well for themselves, too, with the most amount of cities, I believe, in the campaign. I believe most amount of cities. Boom! India in the top spot. We need to go and we need to use this information and go and check their spot because India is located around a lot of other AIs. Then we have America. Then the Zulu, which I don't know if the Zulu are going to be able to really... They're in a tough spot, so I don't know if they're going to be able to utilize these numbers. And pretty much everyone else is following behind them. But the big one is India, because they're far ahead of everybody else. And I'm assuming, because I don't see anybody close to India with that many troops, maybe Korea somewhat. But anyways, let's continue on. We have military. Don't care about approval, literacy, social standing. I guess social standing is interesting. France, of course, doing a bunch of social policies. Happiness, don't care about technologies. So India has boom, came out of nowhere. There are only 2 techs behind the Mayans now. America, Shanghai, Portugal, the Netherlands, Spain, all approaching slowly. So all 8 of these civs are about to get their deep sea sailing as well as their advanced kind of range boats. They're all coming up close. If England already has it with 30 technologies, then all these nations should be able to build their ranged naval units, but they're just choosing not to for some reason. We'll see. What else do we have? Cities. The Celts with 6, England with 4. Wow. Yeah, the Celts are doing good with cities, but besides cities, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. The Mayans have 3 wonders. Spain has 2, tied with France and Morocco. Then England with 1, with the Huns and Korea. And that is about it. Total faith doesn't really matter. Faith gang is a little bit better. Ethiopia's the most faithful, I guess, in the campaign. Influence doesn't matter again. I'm very interested to see exactly how the AI is going to kind of change its behavior now that there's only one victory that is possible, and it's just a domination. That usually tends to change. That's supposed to change the AI's behavior. So we'll see about that, and everything else doesn't matter. So I mean, obviously, if there's, because for sure I know that if there's no science victory, then they won't build spaceship parts. Well, wait, I don't know if that's exactly true. We have a peace deal. Babylon and Greece have made a peace deal. We have another wonder by the Mayans. Jeez. I'm hoping that there's not too many... Remember, like, a few videos ago when all the wars were just breaking out? There were so many notifications that it wasn't showing me all the notifications. I would see, like, a war pop up, and then it would just disappear because there's just so many notifications. And again, this is only a sign. I really think that we might be out of this kind of dark age of this world. I mean, it's appropriate, right, around our time, right? Like, when did the dark ages for us end? I am not 100%, but I'm guessing it's around that time, or maybe it's probably still going on at 1310 AD. But yeah, a lot of things going on. Ooh, look at England. Look at England with their... I mean, we knew they had a pretty big navy, but it does seem like it's starting to cluster up a bit more. So we'll see what happens there. Let's check on India. Like we said, they've got a pretty massive military, a lot of crossbowmen, but not too many naval units. See, that's the thing. Yeah, they could try to attack somebody. See, right now, probably no one would be able to attack and destroy India. I don't think at the moment. Definitely not. With battleships, is a little bit of a different story. But right now, it'd be really, really tough for anyone to try to attack Delhi, or Mumbai would be a little bit easier. But for their sake, they've got this natural wonder and this small island kind of protecting Mumbai, which would be tough because, I mean, this is also rough terrain. These are both tiles that are rough terrain. You wouldn't be able to shoot over this, even if you had a boat that could, launch an attack from 3 tiles away. Anything else happen? No. But a lot of notifications. 1320 AD, Byzantium denouncing France, Songhai denouncing France, and Carthage. And, geez, a whole bunch of people denouncing France. Why is everyone denouncing France? Is it the lack of a military? Is it because... I don't know. Still waiting for that English-German war to ultimately take place. I feel like that is only a matter of time, just because Hamburg and Berlin are in kind of interesting spots. Although, the Germans are trading with Elizabeth, so you never know. I mean, it'd probably be a better idea for the English to attack the Zulu. It does look like the Zulu might be thinking about an invasion of Tonga, a siege of Tonga. I'm gonna get that spy out of the Celts. I don't think the Celts are really telling us much. I would, to be honest, I'm most focused on England right now. Very focused on England. Look at Brazil all of a sudden getting up there, getting themselves up a navy. Look at that. And remember, I mean, not too many people have pieced out with Russia just yet. So anyone could still, I think, attempt to go and siege Moscow out. I believe. I mean, I don't know. There's been a lot of notifications, so something could have bypassed me. I know that Syria definitely is. I believe Polynesia is as well. And every time that Russia builds a ship, they just send it out. And they're just like, all right, let's go ahead, and then it just gets destroyed. Which is not, obviously, the smartest idea. Friendships going up. And it's funny, because I don't even care. Like, the friendships really mean nothing at this point, at this stage of the game, because we're so close away, we're not too far away from the ideological system, the ideological mechanic. And once that comes into play, all the relationships just completely get thrown out the window, and they get reformed because of, order, autocracy, freedom, stuff like that. Which will be very interesting, because a lot of people go autocracy? Ooh. So, will we see English versus France, an English-French war? That's what it's looking like. It looks like we might be gearing up for that. We have Austria versus Brazil. Let's go ahead and check. So we've got our first war. I think this might be the start of our second World War. That's going to be tough. That is going to be really, really tough, Brazil. I don't see you taking over Austria just yet. Salzburg is really, I don't know. That's not going to happen, I don't think. You've got composite bowmen here too. Maybe if someone were to attack Vienna, like Korea, going to attack Vienna, that would be a little bit easier. Boom, there it is. Elizabeth declaring war on Napoleon. Let's see if she's going to get any backup. Now remember, we saw all the denouncements that were being made against Napoleon. There were a lot taking place. So it's really possible for someone to, easily kind of help her out. Someone like Spain could really help. Attacking the island from the south, maybe making a landing on Paris and attacking and sieging the city out from the south would be a really big help for Elizabeth, who's attacking it in the north. And once actually they destroy these composite bowmen, they'll be looking good. And they're going to destroy both of them. And they're going to still have one more. Oh, and there's also a trebuchet. But, the trebuchets don't have as good of an attack against, non-city, you know what I mean? Like a non-city unit. I guess any sort of unit. I guess I should say the trebuchets can't attack units very well. But that doesn't mean much. So I think England should be able to destroy almost all the composite bowmen. But the thing is, will she still have units left over to actually take over Paris? And she might. She needs to invest everything over here, though. Very smart move of her. I would say very smart move for the English AI to attack the ranged units first before attacking Paris. Because they would not have been able to take over Paris getting attacked by 4 other ranged units that were surrounding it. So really, really, really smart move. So they'll probably destroy this composite bowman. And I'm thinking they'll destroy the trebuchet. This boat here is in a very good location too because it's keeping those longbowmen, or these long swordsmen, I mean, on the island. Ooh, well, it got destroyed, I think. Oh no, it just went down south. It doesn't matter. The long swordsmen aren't going to be able to do much anyways. So yeah, there you go. France is down to nothing in terms of range units, except for the boat inside of Paris. So I think it's safe to say that more than likely someone's going to help join in with Elizabeth at some point. I'm guessing Spain. I think Spain is ready to go. We saw that Spain tried to make a land unit for Paris. They did. Anything? Okay, no. Just making sure. And what's going on with Austria and Brazil? Yeah, I figured that was going to be a disaster. You know, Russia could capitalize if she attacks from the west, but that probably won't happen either. She could try to take back Novgorod, though. Let's see what Spain does. Let's make sure that we're watching the notifications, too. So France is doing some damage. Now we should see... There we go. Now the Siege of Paris has actually began. You still have 2 more ranged boats, and actually, yeah, you're doing fine so far. Do you have your melee boat ready? Yes. You actually have 5, 6 even. Jeez. Oh, the English AI is looking good. If she can make this happen, let's move this out of the way. I saw the Celts were planning on a sneak attack on somebody. Well, I was gonna move it inside of England to figure out what she was thinking, but now there's no point. Who's somebody with a big navy that hasn't used it yet? Who else should we... I mean, America's looking good, but they've got a lot of land units. They're not going to be able to do much here. Portugal, possibly. Naturally, Portugal's in a position where they have to build a pretty big navy. But at the same time, ooh, there we go. There's Venice. I hope you attack Venice. Please attack somebody. You're actually in a bad location, though. I mean, there's not a lot of soft civs around you to attack. The Netherlands. Why aren't you building a military? You better watch out, buddy. Better watch out. I guess we'll go to Arabia. Or the Ottomans. The Ottomans also not building much of a navy. Actually, Carthage. Boom. Yeah, look at that. We're going to Carthage. I want to figure out what is going inside her head. There we go. Boom. Go inside the city, the capital. She's in a good location. There's a great many civs that she could attack, possibly. All right, let's see. Let's watch the siege of France, of Paris, I mean. It looks like this could happen. Luckily for France, they have at least one range unit that's able to help out and support. There we go. So, I mean, they're going to destroy... Looks like they're going to destroy at least one ship per turn. Or no, every 2 turns. Ooh, they've got to get support in. If the English AI does not bring in support, then they're not going to take over Paris. Why aren't they bringing in more? Why are you moving up to the north? Well, I'm thinking that when this unit dies, they'll probably bring in more from the north. I'm assuming, maybe. Still nothing from Spain. Nothing from Spain or Rome. Technically, or Germany. Germany would have been a good to spy on. We'll spy on Germany a little bit later. What do we have? People like to... Oh, that doesn't matter. Shouldn't show us that stuff when there's no possibility of a cultural victory. Right? That's what I'm thinking. Byzantium with land units. I mean, the only thing that really matters, the only land units that matter are on this island. Because there can be some interesting wars that take place here. What's going on here? What's going on with Brazil and Austria? Yep, they lost everything. Like in a few turns, they just lost everything. Okay, so England looks like they've retreated, which was not a smart move. Especially as they've destroyed range units. But again, they've done damage for another AI to maybe think about declaring a war as well. France is down to, ooh, we have our first peace deal in a while. Assyria versus Russia. They kept up that war for a while, for a very long time. What is Germany doing? See, I don't know. Another thing that we should be thinking about here. Oh my gosh. England, France. Are you crapping me? Jeez, that is ridiculous. But one thing that I might not be noticing is, you know, Elizabeth might be feeling the threat, the threat building in Berlin. And we also have Austria and Brazil piecing out. That could be a definite possibility because there is a pretty big threat building here. Bismarck has rebuilt himself. And I'm sure he wants Copenhagen back. We have Polynesia and Russia piecing out. Coalition is ending. And that could be another reason why a lot of wars hadn't also taken place, because a lot of the coalition had started, and Russia remains like really strong. So that's probably why a lot of people weren't willing to give him peace, or unless I guess Catherine wasn't willing to peace out either, because she felt like she was still strong. She didn't want to give up anything. Okay, so maybe that was why. Maybe that was why. So England, and who was that with? Oh, crap. Okay, I hope that these notifications don't go away. There we go. So you have the Shoshone and England teaming up against Assyria. Carthage is moving somewhere. They're moving for somebody. With Polynesia and Washington teaming up against Denmark. And I think we talked about this. This is good for... Polynesia might be able to help from the north with Tonga. Washington they're going to send over a lot of their land units, and they're probably most of them are going to get destroyed, I'm thinking. Who is this? Who are they think attacking? Assyria. Boom. Is that the next coalition? I think so. Because we just saw England and I apologize, I forgot the other one. Shoshone. Well, the Shoshone are really far down south. Does Assyria have any other cities? Am I missing another city, maybe? I don't think so. Or is Carthage doing this for an attack on Moscow? Because they are still at war with Russia. That could be happening too. But that spy said that they were going after Assyria, I thought. Unless, of course, yeah. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they are going after Moscow. And that's a bad location to be going after them. What's Germany thinking now? England with again a really big navy. I mean, if they just utilize it, they've got to capture a few more cities, though. They've got to capture those cities, and they got to use these guys if they want to become the Celts, kind of, I guess. I mean, the Celts, I don't know if that's a good person to look up to, I guess I should say. The Celts aren't really that strong at all. I mean, they've got a lot of cities, don't get me wrong. They've got a lot of cities, but they're not doing anything with those cities. I mean, how are they doing? If I just look at their empire, I mean, they're looking okay. They're looking okay, military-wise. And I'm just looking at their military. When I do that, I'm just specifically looking at their military because that's ultimately where you're going to gain your strength from. Still leaning for a victory given to... Ooh, that is scary. That English Navy moving just off to the east like that. That is scary. It's going to be hard to attack because Assyria's capital is located on the north side of the island. So not having some support from the north itself, it makes things difficult. We have Darius finishing up the Petra. That's kind of late, isn't it? Turn 205 for the Petra? I'm thinking it is. Slightly late. Where are we at? Where's Persia at? There's Persia. Oh, well, they've got like no desert tiles. How are they even able to build that? I don't know. Oh, maybe they built it here. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, of course the Petra was built late because no one has a desert tile. No one has desert tiles, and so yeah, I'm thinking Persia's the only one with desert tiles. England continuing to push forward. Now, I don't know how successful they will be attacking Assyria. Like I said, from the south. That will be tough. Let's go ahead and check on America. Oh man, they're doing it. Like we said, I mean, this is gonna be bloody. They're gonna lose like everything here, but they're doing pretty good. And actually, is this Denmark's final city? I believe it is. I mean, they lost Copenhagen, so they're able to attack with the pikemen. Remember, they've got a lot of crossbowmen. They've got one melee boat, which is good, but ooh, and they're starting to build up their Minutemen too. So I think they're gonna make a bunch of landings here with their crossbowmen. And they're getting a little bit of support from Polynesia from the north. Yes, this is the war we need to be focusing in on. What do we have? Dido playing against Austria. All right, guys, we're going to wait till next time. We're going to see what happens. But it's turn 207, and we've got a lot of units running around here. And the technology, it's starting to get to that point in the game where this map is going to get very interesting. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.